Okay, well, we had a big outage. I'm not sure what happened. Facebook Live went down. Internet was still running over here, but we're offline and we're back online. So I'm not sure if anybody's going to rejoin. I'll wait for a few minutes here to see if anybody rejoins me. We were talking about Amazon product research, but the Facebook server or connection to the Facebook server went down. Clearly, we're online. So if you guys get a chance to rejoin, that's great. Hopefully people will be able to see this and rejoin. If you're coming back, say hello. We had a major outage there with Facebook for a moment. The whole live system just went down. It just kept saying no server found, and then finally it started back up again. So here we are. It looks like the connection to Facebook Live wasn't doing so hot. So if you're coming back in, give me a shout. Say hello. I see a few of you rejoining. Sorry about that. Looks like we had a major disruption on the Facebook side of the house, and the live server kicked us out, and now we're back again. So here we go. Let me know if you're coming in. If you hear me, we'll restart this conversation for those of you who are tagging back in again. For those of you who are either brand new or missed this later, sorry about that. That's what happens with technical live thingies. So if you're coming back in, give me a hello. Let me know that you're out there getting reconnected. Clearly, we had some technical issues. So as I was saying in the last one, if you are coming along with me for the last ride, Six Leaf is going to be taking over ASIN Inspector. And we're going to be moving in additional features and functions of ASIN Inspector over to Six Leaf. We're going to be boosting up the Phoenix tool, which I'm super excited about. It's already an amazing tool. We're going to make it even better. And then, of course, we got a lot of features and other things we can talk about later on to help grow, move, research, launch, and all kinds of stuff, right? So we did do this announcement to a degree internally. We haven't done it fully yet as we're still moving a lot of systems and stuff over. As you can imagine, we went from a team of 6 to 12. So we now have a big group here running, and we're super excited about what it means in the next steps of product research and evolution for product resource management and product research and all kinds of cool things that we're going to be doing. Product relationship management, if you will, is a phrase I'm going to start coining here. How we manage and relate with a product from the moment you're searching it to the moment you actually source it until you start selling it. And then when you go out and do things like Zonblast, where you need to get it marketed, or you're going to go out and track it and get reviews. We got some really cool things coming up with Six Leaf, so you guys are going to want to pay attention to that. There's a third-party audit of the data that was in here, and it is the strongest, most accurate data done by a third-party European agency that produced that. You can check that out on our blog. And we obviously have gotten recommended by some top Amazon sellers, and you guys know who we are. So definitely want to check out Six Leaf. It's coming. So for the time being, I will show you ASIN Inspector, but here very shortly we'll move off ASIN. And for all of you who are currently customers, no worries. We're going to have you covered. You haven't heard the announcement officially yet, so don't worry. We're going to have you covered. Phoenix is going to have even more cool things in it than ASIN Inspector currently does. So back to my product research situation. We were talking about fuzzy bunny slippers and selling to grandma, whether or not you should actually sell them and all that stuff out the door. So what we really want to be looking at, is there an opportunity? This was a deal. There are slippers, no doubt. I don't usually recommend people selling clothing, shoes, and jewelry because it is pretty saturated and competitive. And you can see we've got some estimates here that do make this product profitable if you keep your 35% cost of goods at 35% or lower. Your COGS are around $14 for a purchase, giving you a net payout of $28.78 after Amazon costs and prices and fulfillment, assuming you do hit a $39.95 retail price for this product. We can see that it's pulling in $14.78 in profit, and that we see a $5,409 a month in estimated profit. So those are good things to know in terms of whether or not I should sell this product. In terms of profitability, yeah, you should in terms of profitability. In terms of marketing, competition, and saturation, that's a whole nother step. But you can see we did identify a product. It is at the top 1,046 in all of clothing and jewelry, so that is going to be pretty competitive. And we know, as we saw a minute ago, it's got 4,200 reviews on it, 4,243. That's going to be really hard for you to break into. But is there other people who can be served in different ways with this particular product? That's a way we can move horizontal and look and see there are literally fuzzy house slippers with arch heel support for women. So what we can do is we can back into things like arch support, orthotic heel. What we can do is literally just take this concept of arch support and put it back in here and just see, is there anything else besides shoes? Well, there's insoles. There's insoles for men and women, slippers for shoes. There's even the slippers, sandals. Let's just go to insoles for a second. We're just rolling down a hill here. Now, we know there's some particular brands. I can think of one right away, like Dr. Scholl's. making this a bit competitive. There's 2,000 results for arch support insoles for women. Now, this is going to be a little bit competitive. I can tell you that right out of the gate, but I do see some interesting things that are differentiators, but you can again see 17,000. This is going to be a very competitive, very saturated niche. So we're just looking at the possibilities of where it could take us. You know, there's 11,000 reviews on this guy. But are there any little differentiators that might take us sideways and lateral? If you guys see it, call it out. If not, I'll go through it. There are things like this, which is a little bit different. There are things like this, gel pads. But we're in the orthopedics. We went off over here even into arch gel sets. We've obviously got shoes. This is going to be a tough category to pull. So what we're going to do here is we're going to want to dig into things like related searches and see if there are products that might take us a little bit deeper into this particular niche. Women who have problems with their feet to a degree. There's angles of plantar fasciitis and compression socks. We have arch support, arch heel support. These are other angles. So arch support or even plantar fasciitis. I don't like the price point on that one, so let's go check out arch support. So there's definitely a lot more people in arch support. That's pretty broad. So we want to look down and just start kind of investigating the product line. One of the ways we can do this a little bit faster is by pulling up the tool. But I'm looking for something that's differentiating itself a little bit by, you know, by angle, by saturation. I'm trying to see if something maybe sticks out to me and just by experience. And I'm trying to, talk it out with you guys so you kind of get an idea where we're going. We don't necessarily want to sell shoes, and we can see that there's definitely competition in the neck, in this particular niche. And you can tell that by the types of repetitive products we're seeing, and of course the brands and competition. So we're going to keep playing along with this for a second. Hi Beverly and hi William, thanks for joining. You guys are on the call. Great. We had started an earlier call, but Facebook Live totally bombed on us, and we had to go. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to go ahead and let the product tool research this for us real quick. And while it's doing that, I want to keep going down over here, and I want to literally go into, okay, are we in, we're in compression. There's bandage jewelries, compression bandages. So that kind of grabbed my attention because that's definitely not. I see. Okay, so we went into a whole niche right there in that corner. Just looking back up here, you can obviously see there's money to be had. Walk, Hero, Comfort, and Support, Orthotics. They're pulling around 21,000 in profit off of 73,000 in sales. They're moving about 4,000 units to get that done. But that profit price point right there in the yellow is a little bit of danger sign because of competition in this niche. Somebody like this, Superfeet, who's definitely put some activity into their marketing at 1,300 and ranking, is pulling in around 50,000 in profit estimations on $23 in estimated profit for that based on a 35% cost of goods. So one of the things we could do for a product like that is we could come and see, okay, what are they buying together? This is going to take us kind of horizontally. Is there something else? They're buying different colors of the same product, it looks like, or a variation of the same product. So that's good. They got multiple variations of those products. Are there other products being frequently bought together? How much farther can we go down the line here before we keep finding, just different colors of the same product base, which is cool. So that isn't going to take us anywhere. Let's go and look at, let's go through and filter, because I want you to see, there is a profitable niche here, but I'm kind of warning you away from it a little bit due to the fact that it is competitive and to some degree pretty saturated. But there's still money. At 19,000, that is Skechers a brand, so that isn't going to work. New Balance and Skechers, you can see right out of the gate, this isn't going to be a brand we want to go down. While there's profit in here, we are going to have competition that's going to be too much for that. So we're going to bail out of that. And we're going to go over here and look for things like, okay, compression packages. Here where we kind of take things back up a level, because we're still going to be too far in the weeds on this one with only 73 results, but we could go back up to things like professional medical supplies, right? Yeah, orange ones must be for lady hunters. Well, I think they're going to be in your shoes, so I hope somebody sees the orange before they shoot. Otherwise, you're going to be in trouble. So we're looking at professional and medical supplies. The keyword is arch support. So what I'm going to do is just pull this out, and we're going to just go into professional medical supplies for a second, because that's kind of where we're headed. General practice, long-term care, featured products. Let's just explore for a second. We found profitable products. So for all intents and purposes, we had success on today's product hunt. Although I'm not really satisfied with it at the moment, as you probably can tell, because I know we're going to run into some trouble with saturation for that. And I want to leave you guys with something a little bit better than that. So let's move along here. There's a scope. We got a resistance bar. We've got stethoscope ear pot. Look at those things. Dude, those have got to be... Well, that's 3M. I don't like that because it's the brand. But just this product for a second, I can tell you at $14.82, those are probably like 5 cents a piece to make. And they're selling them for $14.80. Maybe $2 in fully loaded costs to get those in. And you could sell a crazy amount of them, right? Biosphere, Theratape, seeing some things in here, possibly. Not really liking where this is going yet. Okay, so wait, let's see this thing for a sec. This caught my attention. What do we have here? TheraBrand shoulder pulley, overhead pulley for physical therapy. Okay, so we've taken a directional to physical therapy, which is kind of where we were with the arch supports. Not exactly, but kind of. We're pulling over the shoulder. Yeah, we're, attach it to a door. I could see some value in this. Definitely a third-party seller. Not a lot of sales currently happening at $38,000. They're in sports and outdoors. Definitely a great category and department to be in. They're in exercise and fitness within their node. They're ranking about 31. If the 35% were to hold as cost of goods, I think that's actually going to be pretty high for a product like this. And the retail price at $19.24 kind of turns me off a bit because we end up with not enough real good profit. But there's opportunity here, right? There's even opportunity to look at the way people are buying these together. And, just a quick hack for you guys, frequently bought together. What would you do? What could you do if you were a smart seller? You could create what right here? Anybody know the word I'm referring to? Starts with a B and ends with undle. You could be-undle. You could be-undle those products. I'm just coining a new phrased word today, guys. Be-undle. You could be-undle and bedazzle these and potentially put these three together and come up with maybe a $49 product. Higher perception of value, sourcing each of these together separately into a bundle based on their demand, right? I mean, they're frequently bought together based on the number of times they have been sold off each other's listings in a combination form. They're bundling them together. So they're definitely in demand, and there's potentially 3 products that could be made into a bundle or sold separately. That raises the price up to something that makes sense. So now we're at $39 to even $49. I would price this probably closer to $49. At which point, the combined cost of goods and other products and stuff, as long as after 35% cost of goods, etc., you hit more than $10 in profit, you got a bundle that is a potential opportunity for you, right? They're all in demand, and they are definitely part of a niche that makes money. So just some thoughts for you guys, the bundle word, or the be-undle word. And then obviously we go through related product items down here, and we could just keep going lateral. There's all kinds of physical therapy. So we're not really in the workout space, although we're in the physical therapy space. So the higher perception of value is what I'm shooting for here. It's one thing for sports and outdoor gear that's just play and it's for the kids and maybe my part-time thing I do after work. It's another thing when it's perceived as high affinity or value because of the medicinal benefits that come off of it, right? Therefore, paying for a little more to get something better is going to be that higher perception of value. You see how that works? So that is the inclination in the back of my head is always to lean towards that thinking, and that's what I want you guys to take away from these calls. We want to lean for that perception of higher value. Why? Because more marketing dollars means more sales at the end of the day. Buying more customers. It's really all about it. And you can see there's even getting down to just the anchors, right? Just the anchors that help to support the door frame, right? These can't possibly be sourced for a terrible amount of money. The potential value of this product at 29 rating, currently setting at $138,000. Definitely a lot of opportunity there. They are selling way down at the $3,100 on the node bundle, but they do have $24.77 in profit. So that is something you could take to the bank. This is a product I would be very interested in sourcing. The listing is obviously just history will tell you this is a third-party seller. So sorry, Anchor Jim Store, if you're on the call watching this today and I'm revealing your product, you probably didn't want me to do that. But at the same time, you're not currently making a ton of money at that ranking. But if you were to come in and optimize this listing and market it correctly, dropping down to the 100,000 and down to the 50,000 in BSR would definitely turn this into a $2,000 to $5,000 a month profitable product. And who doesn't turn away $2,000 to $5,000 a month in profit for a product that you can put two of them in your hand? They probably cost a couple dollars to ship. You're not looking at $20 in cost of goods. Not even, just gut tells me we're looking more like, $10 or less in cost of goods. So if we get down to, say, even the $10 in cost of goods or $15 in cost of goods, all of a sudden the doors are going to get blown off of this product. And those are the indicators that I'm looking for. Now, of course, if you want to take this and move to the next step, you got to obviously source the product and move it forward. These are the things that we talk about in my free trainings, and obviously I do it in my coaching and mentorship, which is something that you guys might be interested in who are not currently in one of those things. So if you would like to come over and have an opportunity to get into one of the free trainings and see more about how we take this from the current position of identifying a product like this to determining whether or not it should actually be sold and be marketed correctly, and then actually connecting it to the sourcing back in, which is that big gap, to actually get something like this in the market in a reasonable amount of time, would you be interested in having me show you how to do that? How many people would say yes to that question? Would you be interested in having me show you how I do that? All right. How we turn them around pretty fast, right? Within 6 to 10 weeks, direct mentorship for those who are interested. We'll have the live free coaching coming up. We'll teach you where to source and how to source without all the Facebook traffic and email ads and this kind of stuff that you have to worry about, including complicated funnels, to launch faster and actually source these products effectively. If the answer to that is yes, then I want you guys to click on that link right there and start a chat with me. I'll get you into the next live training. During that live training, I will teach you those steps and then invite you to be a part of what we're doing at the next step, which is getting those products sourced, and that's a big one, of course. Big, big, big. So I'm seeing the chat come in just a second. There's a little bit of a delay, so I don't know if it's Facebook or it's just the delay in the normal live. Let's make sure we address that. So if your answer is yes, grab that link, come on over. We'll take this to the next step. We're going to do some more product research, day 1, day 2. We'll get through the validation of the products, and then after day 3, we will go to the next step together. So guys, hopefully you found some use for this. For those of you who came along for the ride today, thank you so much. I appreciate your feedback and patience with the whole issue with Facebook Live a minute ago when we bombed out, but we're 5 minutes past my normal 30-minute hour. You guys, we found a product today. Again, I would go have you check this out. There's a whole line of potential opportunity here for products in this particular space. You can obviously see there's a big opportunity to take on a product like this. Not exactly, and completely do not just go steal this product, right? You don't want to do that, right? What you want to do is innovate and create and get better at it, and that's the opportunity you have at the next step, all right? All right, so I'm watching you guys come in. Fantastic. Okay, guys, I'm going to shut her down for now. Hey, it's been great. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Grab that link in the description or the comments. Come on to the free training, see what we're doing, see what we're about. If you want to get moving faster on physical products, take these to the next step. Guys, have a great rest of your Thursday. And remember, if you don't make time for your business, you're going to make time for your job. All right, I'll see you guys on the next training. Take care.